What's up? This is Nick, coach of Mount Silver Scythers, and I'm not doing commentary for my battle. Instead, I'm doing commentary for the battle between Pallet Town Dunsparce and the Veilstone City Weedles, because somebody didn't do the commentary for their match, and that somebody is named Chris. Shame on you. Also, it's gonna be, he's the home team, but it's from the perspective of Cheryl because he didn't save a battle code. So more shame on you, Chris. Shame. 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 I'm not gonna walk you through the streets naked, but shame. So Queen Bean just went Mega. That's a big old Venusaur. And it's Venusaur, if you know what I'm saying. Even though he didn't have Fly, which is a thing that he commonly runs. I mean, I guess it makes sense with Moltres. Moltres doesn't mind coming into most things from Mega Venusaur, but does get poisoned, so sucks to suck. Moltres this is the first time it's ever been in our league, and I like the way Chris is using it. Like, shame on you for not doing your job this week, but I respect that Moltres. Like, fat respect. Moltres is doing work for him this season, especially it's his Z-Mon. That's some respect. Pre-Marina comes in. I think Cheryl was trying to scout with that Olmec. And Sparkling Aria, I'm not sure. I mean, I guess it just does enough damage, just bust through that dude. Because I was more surprised that he wasn't using Hyper Voice with Liquid Voice, the ability to kind of turn it into a water move and get that 20% boost. Whatever, man. I guess the Sparkling Aria had a purpose other than... Yeah, maybe he was running Torrent? I mean, I guess that's the only other ability he could have. But yeah, I definitely would have expected the Hyper Voice with Liquid Voice. But Pre-Marina leaves, understandably, it does not like the poison or the grass. But Medicham coming in, I don't think was the best choice. Okay, I guess it was okay. Because Synthesis. Queen Bean can take a lot of hits. Venusaur last season got MVP on my team because it's just, it hits hard and it's really fucking hard to kill it. So yeah, now we got Mega Medicham, who's probably going to throw out a Fake Out this turn. Am I... Oh no, it goes for the Zen Head, but that also makes sense. Gotta get some stab, but still doesn't even do 50%. Your huge power stab still isn't even enough. And another poison off of a Sludge Bomb. Like, 2 poisons off of Sludge Bombs. Ouch. And Queen Bean could just sit there and Synthesis this turn, which I think it probably does. Which is probably why Moltres comes in. Get that free. Also, oh no, goes for the Giga Drain. Makes sense. Moltres doesn't care about it. Doubly resisted, but you can tell it doesn't have a huge special defense investment. Moltres is not looking good, and then, yeah, Venusaur is just gonna leave, because there's no reason for the Bean to stay in there. A little Orphan Annie comes in. A Houndourm. Yeah, gets that Roost off, understandably. Moltres definitely needs to survive to be able to take down that Venusaur. So Moltres is staring down a little Orphan Annie right there, and little Orphan Annie switches out into Miller Lite. The Tapu Caw. Caw! Is that why it's Coco? Is it supposed to sound like a cawing bird? Tapu Caw! I'm gonna go with that theory. I like that theory. This was a bad switch. Like, I don't know why you bring it in Pre-Marina. I mean, I guess oh, okay, they both switched on the same turn. Into the Booloo. Switch that terrain as well as resists any electric attacks that might come out. But Miller Lite's going for that Calm Mind. Trying to get dirty. Special attack and special defense raise. Yeah, that could be scary. A +1 Tapu Koko is not nice to look at, but doesn't go for the Volt Switch or U-turn. Just brings in little Orphan Annie to get Horn Leech. So it sure resists it, but not a bulky Pokemon. but does get that terrain. Thanks, Bulu. Man, that's the curse of Bulu. Like, sure, you help yourself and your team, but you also help the other team. It's like a blessing and a curse with that terrain. And Bulu leaves as well for the Primarina. Which, not an excellent matchup for Primarina. Even though it does have Psychic, and I don't think it's enough. It is right choice specs, I believe it has. So boom, down goes the beam. Good call on that one. Especially that's the way to do it. A Pokemon that they're going to assume wants to leave, because its Poison and Grass are both super effective against Primarina. Even though it does have a really good special defense, but still, like, that's the way to get him. You trick him into feeling safe, and you just blast him in the face. You shoot your load all over the face. That's the way to do it. Good job, Chris. Even though Olmec does shit on Moltres, so good on Cheryl for that one. Another situation where, I mean, why would Moltres be afraid of Olmec? Oh right, cause rock moves. And Raikou comes in, gets that pressure up, putting the pressure on. So both teams are 5-5 right now. And a Protect goes up, probably just scouting to see what it's going for. Ooh. And the Calm Mind. Which, yeah, that's not a happy place for Olmec to be. Even though I don't really think... I mean, I think Raikou can just hit it for neutral damage. I think it's pretty much it. And the Queen Bean is dead, so nothing to kind of wall it. Little Orphan Annie, I think, is just a sacrificial... not lamb, a sacrificial dog, I would guess. Oh, Shadow Ball. That makes sense. It's super effective. And shows a Life Orb. Is Raikou faster? Ooh, the Destiny Bond. Cruel. And does proc it outside. I mean, those can work. I got caught with a Quillfish last season using Destiny Bond, so, I mean, shit happens. Woo! Yes, this was an interesting week. We had Perish songs, we had a Destiny Bond, like, people got weird with it this week. Primarina against Miller Lite. Not a great matchup for Primarina. For a couple reasons. A, Tapu Koko gets boosted stab in the terrain. As well as he can just Calm Mind, and if she can't one-shot him, it's just not going to help him. So the terrain comes up, grassy terrain, and the Thunderbolt, which he does resist. And he takes pretty well, especially now that the electric terrain isn't up, it's not getting boosted anymore. And then Healy, Healy, Healy Doos, just all over the place. Everybody's getting their healing. Miller Lite leaves. I'm assuming he doesn't have a turning move, which is, I mean, I guess if it's a Calm Mind set, you wouldn't necessarily want to do that. And they both switch. And now Primarina comes into the Mothman. Not just Mothman, the Mothman. The official one and only Mothman. And Olmec is going to take this Sparkling Aria, which we know does about 50% to it. So he is now very much in the danger zone. And he does show that he has Levitate, because he did not get healing from the terrain. Now this was an interesting thing. I don't know why, because Olmec is just a sacrifice at this point. So I'm not entirely sure. Oh yeah, because they Protect. That's why. But it has shown as Levitate, so I mean I guess a U-turn might kill him. Maybe. Neutral damage. No, 2 HP. Not enough to secure the KO. So now he's got to figure out, okay, Primarina comes back in. I guess maybe he wanted to lock into a different move with choice specs. That would make sense. I mean, he's probably just going to Protect this next turn or switch out. At this point, he probably just wants to bring in Coco cleanly, so you might as well just sacrifice Olmec, yeah. Or she. It's confusing because Chris is supposed to be on the home side. I'm just getting confused. And a critical hit, which totally didn't matter. And yep, here comes Miller Lite. Understandably, she definitely, this is a very favorable matchup for Cheryl. Even though, like I said, she doesn't have any turning moves. Even if you have a setup mon, that stab Volt Switch could be super good. I guess you wouldn't want to double up on your electric attacks if you didn't have to. I guess that makes sense. And Bulu comes back in, changed terrain again. This is just a terrain battle that goes on here. Everybody fighting for that power. And he goes for the Calm Mind. Which I mean, guess makes sense, because I don't know if Bulu can get anything that's really good against Coco. And that hidden power, fire, I presume. He goes for this SD, which definitely makes him threatening, but we'll see. I mean, both of them are some additions on stats. Another light leaves, because it's like, nah, that ain't about, I ain't about that life. And Mothman's like, okay, as long as I can get one hit off. And he does go for Synthesis, so like, this is a straight up setup Bulu. He's got Synthesis and Swords Dance. Interesting. Oh, and the Reflect wore off. But he withdraws. I mean, I guess he doesn't want to take fire, and he's probably going to be slower. But that does give him a free chance to set up that Quiver Dance, which is definitely scary, but I don't think, unless it's got Giga Drain, and even then, with a modest special defense investment, I don't think it's enough to kill. And I'm wrong. I'm assuming that means it's probably not especially defensive built pre-Marina at all. So the Mothman definitely is doing pretty well right now. Yeah, this thing getting set up is terrifying. Like, Intimidate's not going to do much. Unless this lander is scarfed, I really don't think there's anything you can do. Yeah, no. Flamethrower comes out, neutral damage, +1. That's a kill. Ooh, critical hit. That might have mattered. That might have mattered. I don't know if it did. And then, yeah, Bulu, since we know he is not scarfed or anything, there's no way he's faster. So sure, he sets up his terrain, but that's just going to help the Mothman. And he throws down a Flamethrower, which will be more than enough to KO, because Bulu is not that bulky of a boy. So down goes another one. And another one gone, and another one gone, another one gone, and another one gone, and another one gone, and another one gone. Yeah, a bunch of them died. Medicham comes out and doesn't go for a fake out, which I think that may have actually been a bad choice. Maybe he didn't have it, I don't know. But Medicham dies, and that is the last Pokemon on Chris's side, so never let the Mothman set up. Once he gets set up, he take you down. So yeah, that's a pretty good fight. I mean, Chris definitely had things prepared to deal with a lot of the stuff on Cheryl's team, so especially that Venusaur, like, had that thing murked, planned out, but I think he just got a little too careless with keeping things, and that's what led him to just kind of get things taken out. But good match, you guys. Hopefully people remember to do their commentaries next week so I don't have to do them. Cha-cha!